Can somebody type on the chat line? Okay. Thank you, Sabine. So, good evening. And these special times, we badly miss our inner connection. So, we have a chance to go inside and to explore something, some peaceful ways and means to come into balance and to enjoy our, worldly timings. So, most of you must have just come. So, I'm not going to talk a long way. Just give you a short introduction for those who might have come for the first time. Sahaja Yoga is a non-profit organization. It's a part of the Sahaja Kultur e.V., Germany. And we are running these programs all over the world. Actually, nowadays online because of this corona issue. And everyone in every city, almost in major cities, we have our centers where these programs are regularly taking place. So today we are doing the English version, and this will continue, on and on till the whole thing is sorted out, or even maybe beyond also. If reception is good and if you all welcome it, we'll continue it further. And our topic goes like this. The first part would be the self-realization program, which is a very special part of Sahaja Yoga, which brings you to that core or the epitome of the awareness, the collective awareness. It is achieved via the rising of the Kundalini, which you see in the chart, which has got 7 energy centers in the middle and 3 channels, right, left, and center. Left stands for the past, right for the future, the center for the present. So when we balance the left and right, and we come to the middle, that's the central path, central channel, which is the channel of evolution. So when the Kundalini rises and goes through on top of the lost chakra, it is called chakra is nothing but energy center, fontanelle, on top of the fontanelle. So when it touches there, we get connected with the power that created us. And you would have seen as small babies on top of their head, there will be a soft bone pulsating, this fontanelle. So that is the area. That area, a small opening will be created. Like in Easter, we call the egg, will be the shell of the egg, top of the egg is broken. fully about each and every centers, which are in balance, which are not in balance, and what is to be done in case if they are not in balance. All these things, awareness, are coded. Every chakra is coded in the fingertips. You can see the colors. The first one is on the wrist, the palm, wrist of the palm. That is the Muladhara, the first chakra, stands for innocence. And the second one, second chakra, is it clear now? I see somebody says that voice comes up and down. Is it okay now? Can someone type? Is the voice okay? All good now. Thank you. So when the chakra, when the energy goes to the chakra, it starts moving those chakras and starts giving the nourishment that each and every energy centers require. First is Muladhara, we become innocent and become joyful like children. And the second one is Swadhisthana, that is for creativity, where we become creative. Whatever we do, it becomes naturally correct and emitting the positive signals. The third one is the Nabi or the stomach chakra, which gives us inner peace and satisfaction. And then the fourth one gives us the security on the heart chakra or the heart's energy center, that gives security. The fifth one gives sweet communication and the ability to witness and let things go, pass by, then involving and reacting. This is all happening after we cross the fifth center. And when this energy crosses the sixth center, and it is done with the help of forgiveness. In his forgiveness is a quality what Jesus Christ presented us. Actually, by he went through all the turmoil, all the pain to for us to have this chakra opened. We thank him today. And after this, we go up to the seventh center, which is the integration of all these seven energy centers are integrated on top of the head, which is called Sahasrara chakra. And with this integration, you feel all the chakras and their signals and pulses in the central nervous system. So we can now quickly go through the experience. I will let Sri Mataji Nirmala Devi, who is the founder of Sahaja, and she, in the year 1970, she opened the lost energy center that I just talked about on top of the head, which is in the lotus palm, Sahasrara chakra. That energy center in the universal level, she opened through her yogic powers. Because of that, today we all could get this realization without going to Himalaya, put the head in the eyes, leg up, and trying to torture ourselves. Without all this, we get it today. Sitting on the living room on the chairs, the sofas, we can get it. So now I'll play that video. All you need to do is just to um, follow that video, and Sri Mataji will be telling what we need to do. Thank you very much. Please stand by. I'll be playing the video.
I bow to all the seekers of truth. You have to know that truth is what it is. We cannot conceptualize it with our human awareness. We cannot order it. We cannot manipulate it. We cannot organize it. It is what it is, has been and will be. And what is the truth? Truth is that we are surrounded, or we are penetrated, or we are nourished, looked after and loved by a very subtle energy, which is the energy of divine love. The second truth is that we are not this body, this mind, these conditionings, this ego, but we are the spirit. You don't have to accept what I am saying blindly, because blind faith leads to fanaticism. But as scientists, you must keep your mind open and see for yourself what I am saying. If it is so, honestly, you must accept it. We know so much through science about our civilization, our advancement. This is the advancement of a tree which has grown outside very much. But if we do not know our roots, we will be destroyed. So it is important to know about our roots. And this is what it is that I would say are our roots. As you can see, there are 7 centers within us. And these subtle centers are placed in the spinal cord and in the brain. These cater to our physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual needs. On the physical side, they manifest the energy for the use of our plexuses, which look after our physical problems. That is on the right side. The energy which is supplied by this yellow line, a subtle channel, we call it as the Pingala Nadi. This supplies energy for our physical and mental actions. So this is the power of action within us, which also caters to the right sympathetic nervous system. The another channel you see on the left hand side is the channel by which we desire, put our energy to our desire. So this is the power of desire and looks after our emotions. This is the one which looks after our conditionings also. At the end of these 2 channels, they create 2 institutions. One on the right side crosses over, and the yellow balloon that you see is the ego, is the balloon of ego that we have. And the left hand side one, which conditions our mind, is the balloon of superego. As we start growing in age, by the time we are 12 years of age, these 2 completely meet, and the soft bone in our head becomes completely calcified. Now there's third energy within us, which is in the center. And this central energy is the one which has made us human beings. And these centers are the milestones of our evolution. So now the last jumping is left out. It has reached up to the limbic area. Now, only thing is it has to break through the soft bone on the head and break through that, which is the actualization of baptism. Baptism is not an artificial thing. It is an actualization. But the energy that does it is, we call it sleeping energy, in the triangular bone called as sacrum. That means the Greeks knew that this is a sacred bone, that they called it sacrum. This energy has to rise and break through that fontanelle bone area and connect us to that subtle divine power which we have never felt during human awareness. Thus, we get connected to this divine power and we start feeling it on our fingertips. It is described in the Quran that at the time of resurrection, your hands will speak. Fingertips. It is described in the Quran that they will give witness against you. That is, you start feeling your own centers. These are 5, 6 and 7 centers. And they indicate what's wrong with you, within yourself. What's the problem? Also, you can feel the cool breeze coming out of your head. Cool breeze of the Holy Ghost. Because this sleeping power, which is called as the Kundalini, Kundala means coils, is the
So that is what Sri Mataji was explaining. I hope you hear me. Could you hear me? Okay. That is what Sri Mataji was explaining about the subtle system. And now we will go directly for the experience part. I'm going to run one more video where she'll be giving the actual self realization. Okay. So please stand by.
keep your eyes closed. First of all, please put your right hand on your heart. All the time the left hand is towards me. Now, here you have to say, in your heart, with all sincerity, Mother, am I the spirit? Ask the question 3 times in your heart. This is a very fundamental question. Now bring the right hand on to the left hand side of your stomach, in the upper part. Here press it. Now this is the center of your mastery, your guidance, your Guru Tattva as they say. So ask a question, Mother, am I my own master? This is a question to be asked 3 times. Mother, am I my own master? Now, bring your right hand down below, in the lower part of the abdomen. Now, this is the center from which all the divine work is done. All the pure work is done. So to ask 6 times, because this center has got 6 petals. Mother, please give me pure knowledge. 6 times you just ask. As a result of this asking, the Kundalini starts getting awakened. Now to help the Kundalini to rise, you have to cooperate with her. So please put your right hand on the left hand side in the upper part of your abdomen and press it on the stomach. Now here you have to say with full confidence, to help the Kundalini to rise, Mother, I am my own master. This you have to say 10 times. These are the 10 commandments which you have to say. That, Mother, I am my own master. Now, 10 times with full confidence. Now please raise your right hand to your heart. Now, here you have to say, again with full confidence, Mother, I am the Spirit. This is the truth. You are the Spirit. But you have to say with full confidence, Mother, I am the Spirit. This you have to say 12 times. Now one has to know that God Almighty is the ocean of love. But above all, He is the ocean of forgiveness. So He forgives Whatever wrong you do, He forgives. So don't feel guilty and put your right hand across on the left hand side in the corner which is made by your neck and your shoulder. Now, here you have to say again with full confidence 16 times, Mother, I am not guilty. Please say it. Mother, I am not guilty. 16 times. I am not guilty at all. Please say it. Please say it. Very hot. Now raise your hand across on your forehead. And it's a very important center. Here you have to say from your heart, Mother, I forgive everyone. Please say it from your heart. How many times is not the point. Mother, I forgive everyone. Now, some would say that it's very difficult to forgive. But it's a myth that we do not forgive or we forgive. We do not do anything in both the cases. But if we don't forgive, then we play into wrong hands. So please say from your heart, Mother, I forgive everyone. Now please take your hand on the back agya, the same center, on the back side of your head and allow your head to rest on it and push it back a little bit. Now here, you have to say, for your satisfaction, because you always feel guilty, that, O Divine, if I have done anything wrong, please forgive me. Please forgive me. From your heart. Stretch your hand fully and put your center of your palm on top of the fontanelle bone area, which was a very soft bone in your childhood. Press it hard. Press hard your scalp. Now you have to move it 7 times, saying one thing which you have to ask for. Mother, please give us my self-realization, because I cannot force on you. So you have to ask for it. 7 times, press it hard and move it 7 times. Very hard. Slowly. Saying that.
We'll continue this momentum with a classical music with an instrument called santur. The strings are equivalent to the strings nerves, nerve endings in our Sahasrara chakra or the brain. So we'll enjoy that melody and then we'll move on to the second part, which is the topic of the week. And today's topic is White Chakra. White Chakra is the mastery of the self. So it will be done by my dear friend Simon Buckland, and he will join us after this music. This music would run around for 5 minutes or so. Thank you very much, and we will say stand by for the music. Yeah, Richard. Yeah, okay. In 2 minutes, in 2 3 minutes, wait. Let the music people settling, and then I will take.
in day-to-day life. And it is also the so-called Guru Tattva, the master principle within us. And Shrimataji Nirmala Devi has given us the self-realization, the rising of the Kundalini within us. And so she's also like a master for us, and which is like a teacher. In India, it's normal, like everybody has a teacher, a master, a guru, and it means actually that also if somebody teaches you music, he's also like your guru for the music. So and there are masters, spiritual masters, gurus that want to make their disciples dependent, and but there are also masters like Shrimataji who teaches us to become our own master. That means in the beginning there's a dependency on the spiritual master, but further on you have all the knowledge within yourself. Nobody needs to tell you whether to do something or not. You know it within yourself if something is right, just or is better not to be done. So we also have a presentation about the void, the so-called ocean of illusions. And this presentation, which you're going to see now, is about the knowledge, the experience, the benefits, and how to balance the void. So this is something that Shrimataji says. I read it out. The word guru means gravity, and this indicates honesty, depth, and magnetism in the guru. So, as I mentioned in the beginning, the void is located around the navel, and it can be felt around this area of the navel. And when your Kundalini has risen and has pierced your fontanelle bone area, you might also be able to feel the center on the palm of your hands. If the throat chakra, the Vishuddhi chakra, is in an okay state, then we might be able to feel things on the hands, and you feel it on the palm of the hands, yeah, here in this area. And you can feel it on the right hand, and you can also feel it on the left hand or on both sides. It might be possible that you feel, if you meditate for some time and you develop this sensitivity in the hands, that it might feel cool, and you can also feel maybe that that there's a catch maybe in one of the two sides. It is also located on the feet. You can also see that on the small picture, and it is also located on the top of the head, like kind of like in the circle here in the middle of the head. So there are 10 primordial masters to establish this guru principle at different times, and to guide the humanity on the right path, on the right track. And one thing that many of these gurus have in common is that they often brought harmony between different religions. There was often fights between Hindus and Christians or Muslims, and whenever these gurus were asked like to which religion they belong to, they didn't belong to any of them, whether they were Hindus nor like Muslims or Christians, and they just try to bring these differences between the people to an end, and just give the right knowledge and the right path to people, and to end wars. The element of the void is the water, and it is the so-called Bhavasagara, the ocean of illusion. So in day-to-day life, there are many possibilities to react. Things are happening, whether they are good or bad, and then thoughts start. So if something bad happens, then there might be the thought that, like, oh no, that shouldn't have happened. I shouldn't have done this. No, what is now going to come? And so there's a little story going on in the mind, which is carrying us away, and we are not present anymore. And we end up whether in the past, and we can also end up in the future, which doesn't lead us anywhere, because we want to be in the present and in the center. And that's also where a real spiritual master is going to guide us into the presence. So Shamataji often talked about to be in the state of nirvichara, that means in the state of present. So all these thoughts, they're also kind of like an illusion, because they're all created by our mind, and our mind is very limited. And these thoughts are just, it's just like listening to the radio, which is just going on, and we cannot really stop the thoughts. They're just happening. And so a master is actually in the present, and is also able to think if he wants to. Thoughts are definitely necessary if you want to plan something. Then you sit down and do it. But otherwise, it's good to be in the present, and not to be planning all the time something and running around and then forgetting everything. So the physical functions regulate the stomach, the intestines, and the abdominal organs, and the digestive function, and also the liver. The liver is on the right side of the belly, kind of, and the liver is where our attention resides. So if the liver is in a good state, then it doesn't have to work too hard, and doesn't produce too much heat. If we eat very fatty foods, then the liver has to work quite hard. Or if someone drinks alcohol, it's also like quite hard on the liver, and the liver gets sluggish, gets hot, and it is like also the filter in our body, and has to work on all toxic things. So the qualities are balance and depth. The Dharma is the ability to lead a righteous life, gravity, and steadiness, decisiveness. And as I mentioned, you should become your own master. And so you know what is the right thing to do and what is the wrong thing. And it is also the ability to guide and help others to evolve spiritually. The qualities of the void are to seek the truth, to give guidance to yourself, and lead a righteous life. So if the void is in a good state, then you can get out of this ocean of illusion and not get lost into day-to-day life, all the things that you have to do, like go to work and with all these things that create like a story in your head which you can identify with. So in the end, it helps to become the spirit which resides in the heart and which can get enlightened. So there are also some things where that causes catches for the void, which is to go against the righteous path. And if you do something wrong, like you're lying, you're stealing, you're killing, and these are all things that in the end harm you, and you go out of the center. If you become fanatic about some things, if it's like if you're following some religion or some direction, and it's like a blind faith, and you start believing that you know everything better than somebody else, and also like try forcing the good on others, then you start becoming fanatic, which is like an expression of ego when you know what is the right thing, and to force that on other people. If you're not behaving in a dignified way, if you're consuming too many foods which are harmful for your stomach, for your liver, that can also harm. There are also false gurus that are not really interested in your spiritual evolution, but which are more interested to take money from you and make you dependent on them, and not make you become your own master, or who might tell you that there is not really a dharma, there is nothing like right and wrong, everything is okay. That might be also something that where you start catching on your void. Also, if you start following someone like that, it can be harmful. So there are many ways to how to balance the void. You can take vibrated water. So you can vibrate water or food yourself. You just, when you're connected, when your Kundalini is on top of your head, and you might also start feeling vibrations on your hands. You can put your hand and hold it above your drink or your food, and kind of become one with this thing that you're going to consume, whether it is a drink or it is something to eat. And you might feel also that there's some coolness coming from the drink or something to eat, and that's how you vibrate your food or your something to drink. You can also drink, take salt if for the left side of the nabi, of the void, and if you feel that your liver is very hot, you're too mental, you're physically too active, then you can also take sugar, vibrated sugar water. Or, I mean, sugar is also in quite a good form in fruits. So by eating sugary fruit, which has natural sugar, it is also good for the liver. This glucose, which also is necessary for the brain functions. A very effective tool is to take regular foot soaks, especially before going to bed. You take a plastic bucket, which you use only for foot soaking. You put some salt inside, maybe like a handful of salt, and then you sit in front of a candle. If you have Shamadaji's picture, it's good to use that because it also is good for the vibrations and for the meditation. And you just sit in front of that candle and the picture. Open your hands and you rise your Kundalini and meditate for like 10 minutes, and then you rinse off your feet with another small bucket, and then you will all give this water which has absorbed negativities and into the toilet. You flush it down, and afterwards you can sit down again for a short time and meditate, and that is very helpful to you will feel definitely better and lighter after taking a foot soak. If you get used to it, you don't want to miss it anymore. So there are also mantras and affirmations, which I will not go deeper into it, but the affirmation is that I am my own guru. To say that, put the right hand on the void, on the left part of the void. Shamadaji often did it, also in the presentation of Venkat. To say, Mother, I am my own guru, is what is the quality of the center, and which makes it easier for the Kundalini to rise. And of course, to worship the Guru. That will also have a positive effect on the own center. So it is also, Mother, you are my Guru, and Mother, I am my own Guru. So we can also do a little exercise together by which we rise the Kundalini and give ourselves a bandhan, which is for protection. And to rise the Kundalini actually works with the attention, but the hands go along with it. So there are two things that happen with the hands. It's like this sacrum bone is the seat of the Kundalini, and we hold the left hand in front of the sacrum bone, and the left hand just goes up like this on top of the head, and the right hand moves forward in front of the left hand. The left hand actually represents our desire, and the right hand, the action by which we put our desire into action. And like this, we move both the hands upwards, and on top of our head, we make one knot and bring both the hands down. And we do this movement a second time with both the hands. We move both the hands upwards. The right hand is going forward around the left hand and go above the head. Above the head, we do 2 times a knot. That's where we want to stay with our attention on top of our head. And by putting the left and the right hand down, we push down the left and the right channel, the ego and the superego, the past and the future. We do this movement a third time. And the third time, we will do 3 times a knot on top of our head, because we also have 3 energy channels in our subtle system. Bring both the hands down, and we give ourselves a bandhan for protection and balance. And we go with the right hand to the left side of the body and go with the open palm of the hand above the head and down on the left side. And in the same way back. That is 1 time. We do this 7 times. You can do it slowly, and who meditates for longer might feel the Kundalini on top of the head and just bring it down to the left side, back to the right side. So we kind of like put it around us. We put ourselves into bandhan. So we can also keep the eyes closed in between. And we can also put the left hand and the right hand on the earth. If you sit on a chair, then you just let them hang downward. Just feel the gravity of the Mother Earth. And the Mother Earth has the quality to absorb negativity and to give us stability. So please, Mother Earth, take away everything from us that hinders us to be in the present now, which hinders us to be in meditation. And also focus on your breathing. So you breathe quiet and regular. We can put the left hand back on the lap and we put the right hand on the void. We put the right hand on the left side of the void. And here we can say several times with confidence, Shri Mataji, I am my own master. We put the right hand a little bit lower on the left side, which is the center of pure knowledge which is within us. And also pure desire is the quality of this part of the void. So we can say, Shri Mataji or Mother, please give me pure knowledge and please let me have pure desire. We can put the right hand back. The right hand is open on the lap and we put the left hand on the right side of the belly is where our liver is. And the liver is the center of our attention. So here we say several times, Shamataji, please give me pure attention. Let me not get lost in futuristic attitudes, into planning, thinking, stress and hectic, and doing several things at the same time, and forgetting what we just did a minute ago, and to have pure attention, to be in the present. We can put the left hand back on the lap, left hand is open, and we put the right hand back on the void, and we can give like a massage on the void, by which we just move in clockwise direction about around the whole area of the void. We put the right hand on our heart, where our spirit resides, our true self, which is not in a material form. Here we can say like, Shamataji, please keep me in reality. Please let me realize that I am the spirit and nothing else. Let me not get lost in the material world, in materialism, in the form. Please enlighten myself. We can put the right hand on top of the head And we spread the fingers so the palm of the hand lies on top of the head, and we put pressure on the head. You can massage the scalp clockwise with pressure. And lift up the hand on top of the head around like 10 centimeters and see if we can feel the Kundalini coming out of the head with the right hand, and can put the right hand back open and feel with the left hand. Maybe you feel more with the left hand or less. Do you feel the same or not yet anything? It is not so important. And you put both the hands down. And try to keep your attention on the top of your head. You can also feel within your hands. Maybe you can feel the flow of energy of vibrations is on both the hands, or you can feel it better on the left hand or on the right hand, and just take notice of whatever you experience, of whatever you feel, or even if you do not feel on the hands, keep the attention inside. We can do this little exercise again by rising the Kundalini and to put ourselves into Bandhan. This is a way to sit down in the morning to meditate and to start the meditation, and also to end the meditation, or also to leave the house. So we put the left hand in front of the starting point of where the Kundalini was dormant, the sacrum bone, and the right hand moves forward around the left hand, and so both the hands move upwards. The hands are on top of that. We can also look upwards, and we do one knot, and we do it the second time. We do 2 times a knot on top of the head, and the third time and we do 3 times a knot on top of the head. And we do this bandhan for balance and protection. With the right hand, go to the left side of the body and put the open hand on top of the head, down on the right side, and back above the head, down on the left side. That is 1 time. And we do that another 6 times. So it's like 7 times. If you forget 1 time or do one too much, doesn't matter. So you do it for like each chakra 1 time. we can fold the hands for to express our thankfulness or gratitude, the state of meditation. And you can just sit longer. I will just play some music.
Akku 60%. Verbunden mit HT711.
Have you enjoyed? Please kindly write us about your suggestions. You can also type on the chat, and also you can write back to us on our feedback email ID. Our colleagues will share it with you again on the chat line, or you can put the questions on the questions column on top of the screen. And please do meditate at least 10 minutes a day, which is very important for our ascent and our growth. It's like the sap, the seed has been just sown. Now we have to grow it as a sap. So we need to water them every day like that. Every day 10 minutes a day of meditation will do a world of good. If you have any questions about chakras or anything about regarding the topic what you went through, you don't have to do much. You can just open Srimadaji's photography, www.sahajayoga.org or sahajayoga.de. You can see Srimadaji's photo. Open your hands and straight away, you can put your hand to this level, raise to this level, and try to get the vibrations, feel the vibrations. Doesn't matter if you feel cool. Okay. So that's it for the time being. And thank you very much for having been with us. Bye-bye.